Oh my God! Welcome to episode 35
Oh
of
my
Lawfully.
God.
Oh my God! Welcome everyone.
Hi, gals. How y'all doing? Oh, I'm going Western. Oh my God! And then we just lost our.
Yeah, we were fucking around backstage in the green room here at the intergalactic headquarters of Lawfully Chaotic. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. My apologies for not getting an ad out today, but you know that we're on every Thursday, and if we're not, we'll tell you. So here we are.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I totally.
Well, I was so jazzed at Sharon and I's earlier conversation with Marsman, which we will talk about during this episode, which was just
Amazing.
fantastic. So yeah, I kind of I forgot to put an ad.
You were
up. But
just
whatever.
mesmerized. It's fine.
If Sharon doesn't remind me to do something, no. You're not
okay, because I'm getting those stupid indicators on the StreamYard panel.
I don't know what that's about. I ignore those.
You're sometimes I'm laggy and it doesn't indicate, and sometimes I think it is.
Maybe that's just a commentary on you as a person that you're laggy.
Yeah, that's fair. That's completely
your internet
fair.
is
after this week. I would not resist your charms, Brian.
Jason, you're a nice guy, but you're a little laggy.
Yeah, I would not resist those charms.
Yeah. So anyway, my apologies for the ad. If Sharon doesn't remind me to do something, I will naturally forget to do it. So anyway, welcome. And as usual with me, Sharon Berrybot, the fantabulous Berrybot, and the consummate storyteller, Jason from TTRPG Academy. Any announcements? You guys, somebody go first because I'm not sure I have any. I got to think of if I do.
Had a whole bunch, not a whole bunch, but my Wednesday game wrapped up last night. Been playing for over a year. That came back.
Wow.
That campaign concluded, and now we're gonna take a break and reboot after Thanksgiving for a whole new campaign, and the whole table is staying around for another year. We're gonna play again.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome! It's like getting a new contract signed. That's fantastic.
It was awesome.
Shav Hunter 86. Hello, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and I owe Chav a huge apology. I've gotten so busy with my job, my regular job, I keep forgetting to ship off his package. I've got a bunch of things that he won, but it was too expensive to have it shipped to where he was, so it's cheaper. He had it forwarded to me, and then I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to give him that I wasn't using in the studio. So I got this box with the address sitting on my to-do table right there. Tomorrow is my lunch break. I've got a UPS shop already tagged. It's going out tomorrow. No more excuses.
That's funny
here, folks.
That's funny because I have one of my Wednesday night players who bought some stuff from my store. And the T-shirts that he ordered are I send that order through and it's drop shipped to him. But then all the stickers and all the swag that I have here, and it took me like a month to get it out to him. You know, it's like the people that you know the best. You're like, I'll get it to him, no big deal.
Yeah, but you know what?
Like 2 months to fucking send it out, and then
Chav doesn't deserve my laziness though.
Nobody does.
That guy works with some pretty amazing kids. And, he does a lot of special needs, autism.
Oh, that's awesome.
He runs D&D. He's in the UK.
Oh,
so
well,
whenever he's hanging out with us, you know he's staying up late.
Then you definitely fucked up, and you got to get him his shit.
Yeah,
man.
no, it's going out tomorrow because after I cleaned my studio this week, I realized I still had the cardboard box tucked over on my table there. I was like, fuck, French fries. I was thinking I got to get this shit out. I like how the F word's not appropriate, but I can say I got to get this shit out.
Football.
But this East Coast schedule has me a little out of whack. I've been getting into the studio at 4:30 a.m. and then I'll finish my day at 2 p.m. and then I'm running games from 3 to 6 and then from 7 to 10. So my Mondays and Wednesdays have just been blown out of the water.
You should definitely start snorting gigantic mounds of cocaine.
No, I'm not a Gary Gygax. I'll let Ernie Gygax do that shit.
I'm totally joking.
I don't have Gygax money.
I'm joking. Also, Dorito, thank you for joining. Andrew, nice to see you back. Thank you, buddy. Anyway, what were we doing? Oh, we're doing announcements. Yeah, I have no announcements. I got no announcements.
Other than that amazing interview that we had earlier today with Marsman, so guys, feel free to check that out sometime next week. We'll be airing our interview that we had with him this morning.
Yes.
And there it is. There's the box that is now going to sit in the middle of my studio table.
Okay.
To remind this idiot, this old curmudgeon, this behemoth of reminding himself to do shit. And then my Alzheimer's kicks in, which is a true disease. I think it's warranted that someday in the future we do a charity for it. I'm clearly a victim of it because this fucking box has been sitting here, taped up. I filled it up with a bunch of 1985 game stuff from the publisher of 1985 games, so that he could build like a bazillion maps. I gave him 30 maps. Like 10 little mini modules, and I had a whole bunch of stuff here I wasn't using. And
awesome.
Trin, I'm aware. You're right. You're very right.
All right. Well, Shav, I will make sure Jason sends that shit out tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll give him crap. Ugron, Gary, welcome. And yes, we get to play. Gary's running his game Saturday night, so I get to play my gnome pyre. my deep
all gnomes?
No, but I'm a gnome dumpier.
You were telling us about that.
Yeah. That sounds like something you can just go ahead and put in the bin.
The bin? Screw you, bro. The character's awesome, yeah? It's Severin Vanderfurb, yeah? He's awesome. So far, so good.
Oh,
yeah?
it's a perfect accent because I can't understand a damn thing you're saying.
So exactly, that's right. That way, I'm accountable for nothing because you can't understand what I'm saying. So it's like I didn't say that. I didn't say I'd do that. I did this.
That's how the enemies get disadvantage.
3 miles down. Thank you for joining. That's how the enemies get. And Trin, thank you guys all. It is wonderful to see you guys like regulars in the chat. We really appreciate it. All kidding aside. So thank you guys.
Good to see you all.
It really makes our
on announcement wise, Friday game, which was a short campaign. 4 of the 5 agreed to take their existing characters and turn it into a long campaign. Ooh. So Trin picked up the 5th seat. The Tuesday one is finally going to have an open seat. So the Tuesday game wraps up next Tuesday. And we take 3-4 weeks off, and then we're going to, reboot a whole new campaign. And all the new campaigns are going to be Second Spark, Divergence 1. The first year of Divergence. Divinity is gone.
When do we start Debtor's Gambit again?
I'm shooting for November. I'm shooting really hard. I just gotta. I've got to look at my schedule. My gigantic, bloated 11 game schedule.
It's getting to be that time in Chicago where there's nothing else to do but play D&D. So awesome. Okay, so announcement wise, as Sharon said, Sharon and I, Jason unfortunately was not able to join us.
I was not.
But Sharon and I had an unbelievable conversation today with Marsman Crafts, who I'm going to put it up here. Oops, hold on. He is a terrain maker in the Netherlands / Italy. He splits his time. And this guy,
that rock looks familiar,
right? He is. I mean, Sharon can back me up, and the full interview will be on VOD. It already is. In fact, I think Andrew, you may have already watched it because you commented about it. So
yes.
Kudos to you for picking that up super quick. But I mean, just an unbelievably humble and outgoing and fantastic guy whose work is just mind-blowing. I mean, the stuff that he does and he goes beyond the basics of XPS foam and all that stuff. I mean, truly, like found objects, he will make stuff out of anything. And his portfolio of
you know what this reminds me of, because I get to see the video for the first time today, which will be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But there's this wacky dude on YouTube who only goes to the general store, the dollar store. And he goes to the dollar store, and whatever he finds there, he turns it into.
And Michael Marsman mentioned that too. He gets a lot of stuff from the dollar store.
Yeah.
But I mean, his work is just, it's just, his Instagram feed doesn't do it justice. But I urge you to check it out anyway. But he showed Sharon and I a couple things which are on that show, and it's just, I mean, check out his shit. Okay, that's all I can say. Sharon, I'm going to give you a chance. Marsman Crafts. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Sharon, you have anything to add?
He's just an extremely talented and humble guy. And for him to show us all these really cool up and coming projects that he has is just amazing. And he actually leads tutorials on how to terrain build. And he also does commissions. So, I mean, you guys should definitely go check him out.
Oh my God, those mimics. I got to have that mimic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's his latest. He's doing a whole series of mimics, different mimics, because everybody, and I'm not knocking everybody, because the mimic is one of the most fun creatures from the Monster Manual, but it's always just a chest with a tongue and teeth. But he's doing this whole he showed us not only the box, but there's a barrel with arms and a tongue coming out. I mean, it's just, his creativity is just fantastic. So we're going to be working a lot with him in the future as much as we can to promote his stuff. You guys should definitely check it out.
I want to buy a couple of terrain pieces because I'm all about terrain.
Jason, they are unbelievable. He showed us this blacksmith shop that he did, and I mean, if we weren't talking to him and he didn't explain that it was handcrafted, it looks like something that was sculpted and cast, and professionally produced. It was just, I mean, it really That's just awesome. Was awesome. So check out Marsman Crafts on Instagram and take a look at his stuff, because it's just, and Sharon, kudos to you for finding him and setting up that interview. I mean,
I'm so happy that we got to talk
it was
to him.
I can't just so I just can't say enough. Sharon was in tears when we were done. She was so moved. And I'm not making fun. I'm just saying that's how wonderful of a person that he really is. Yeah.
And actually, I got a challenge from him too. So I'm actually going to try.
Forgot about that.
I'm going to try and create a terrain. I could either go with maybe a tiny light up diamond, or maybe a skull cave that lights up. Ooh.
Yeah. So he challenged Sharon to make a yes, Shav, please post the link. Just post.
Well, he's in my TTRPG Academy chat, so he's got to send it. He's got to send it to me in Discord, because I haven't done the rule set. You're not really allowed to post any links in my Discord or in my TTRPG Academy chat. So Just send to me in Discord, Chav, and then I'll post it here in the chat.
Perfect.
Yeah, I just posted it in our Discord too. So if
you did.
But we're gonna be working a lot with him in the future, I think, because he's just an amazing guy. And he took time out, with a 7-hour time difference. We made it work. That's why we did just a VOD and not a live stream. But it's just awesome. Thank you, Sharon, for setting that up. That was really cool. Okay, I'm going to shut up now because I'm halfway into my bottle of Bourbon County Stout, which is going to knock me on my ass by the end of this show. So
OMG.
Yeah. OMG. It's like, oh my God. It's like I've never been out before. I know.
This beer is so yum.
I know. Also, okay, before I shut up, and since we're still in announcements, this is a record long announcement segment here. Next week we're gonna do a Halloween episode, so we gotta dress up. I don't care
about that.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's your headphones and ears don't count because you always wear that, but it can be as simple as that. So,
hey, does Marsman have like a transactional website, one you could go on and place orders?
He does, but he mostly works on commissions for now. He also does 3D printing, but he doesn't just.
Is the commission strictly through his Instagram contact?
He's very much about contact him directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He is very accessible. Sharon, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like he's going to start producing 3D printed stuff, but
later in November.
Right, but it's going to be a lot. He's also a 3D modeler, so it's going to be a lot of his own 3D designs instead of just. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but instead of reproducing a lot of the common STLs that are out there in the market, he's going to actually does a lot of the 3D modeling himself. So definitely reach out to him. He said numerous times, like, just DM me and tell me what your ideas are. He's all about feedback from the community, also what you want to see in this and that, and making it accessible to people.
I want it all. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
I saw his stuff and I'm like, well, I'm going to stop crafting my own stuff because. Okay.
Yeah, like by the end of it, everybody just wanted to build stuff.
I know. I was like, I got to go get my foam and tinfoil.
You mean it's that easy? Like, he made it so approachable too. Like,
and I know that feeling too, because back when I played a lot of Warhammer and Warhammer 40K way back in the day, I used to spend money on the Warzone terrain that was just all foam, but really quality stuff. And I looked at it one day, and I spent a whole weekend making it, and I had so much fun making the hills and the landscape and the rocks, and I was making these great big pillars with a horribly carved skull on the top of it, and and then I discovered you could go to a pet store, and when they put all their terrarium and aquarium things on sale, you're like, holy shit, this is all terrain.
Yeah.
I'm buying, that's $20. That's $5.
I know.
That's
fucking
$8.
Crazy. Yeah.
It's nutty.
Everybody's fighting in a fish tank tonight.
Yeah.
His attitude, he just exudes that. Like, we finished talking and literally I was like, I gotta make something. He's fantastic. So anyway, okay. Sharon, what are we talking about tonight? That ridiculous diatribe.
Well, I mean, we could just freeform it tonight, y'all. But I mean, yeah.
I know you hate when we do that, though.
Yeah, but
I want to talk about Barry Bott's birthday.
Oh, that's right! Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Oh my God! Of all the announcements to forget, it's Barry Bott's birthday. A couple.
I suspect she's a lot like my partner in crime, Callista, where the decision is just made that the month of your birthday is your birthday month. Am I correct?
Oh, I like that, actually. I like that, actually.
The month of October is your birthday month, right? Just every day is a birthday day. Yeah.
It is.
She's the same way in May.
All right, cool.
Agreed.
Sharon, what did we so tonight we were going to talk about like just the creator space in general and creators, but we could freeform it. Chat, if you've got any shit you want to talk about, just
Yeah, you have any burning questions, feel free to toss those out right now.
If you have a favorite creator, so like, you know what? I love this freeform creative space because what I'm going to share is I'm going to share a link that
thank you, 3 Miles.
I think is a amazing tool that I know I've harped about before, but I want to talk about this tool and how it could very much change any game that you run. Oh, I have it in.
Andrew, hold that thought. We'll get back to that. Remind me if we.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about that too because that's been a very angsty conversation for me because I'm buying a 3D printer. I'm trying to figure out what kind to buy. But
don't buy resin.
Yeah, I'm only doing plastic, composite, ABS.
Well, it depends what you want to print, and we actually talked. We actually taught.
For me, I don't have the ability to ventilate. I don't have the ability to.
And don't get a resin printer.
Exactly, I don't have that ability.
Toxic. If you want to do minis, you need a resin printer, but it is, from what I understand.
So now I will argue to the point that a lot of the creative space has been using, and I'll share a link with one of the printers that I've been following, is he does amazing ABS prints for miniatures. He does amazing ones. He says, as long as you're willing to take that little extra time to do the post cure of an ABS print, you'll get the detail you want.
Really?
You'll get rid of the webs. You'll get rid of the fuzz. You'll get rid of
everything else. I have found, so I bought my son, a 3D printer for his birthday. Guess who's used it? And I did one test print of a mini. It's a little dwarf blacksmith guy. And I mean, for just a bunch of minis, like to have, fill in, it's great. But you can definitely tell if you're really into painting minis, the resolution is just not there. You see all the lines.
There's a little mini chemical bath you can give those minis, and what it does, you dip them in the chemical.
That's a lot of prep, Dorito.
You can dip them in a chemical, and what it does, it actually heats the plastic for a microsecond, and that heating gets rid of all those telltale bed lines, the nozzle lines that you sometimes get. You can also in ABS control those nozzle line patterns by setting more finite calibration within.
Yeah. I haven't super delved into it, but I was not aware of the bath afterwards for the ABS stuff.
For some plastics, it's okay. For some, it's not.
It's a mini chemical bath for your minis.
So this guy, if you ever want to learn everything there is to learn about 3D printing, follow this guy, the 3D printing nerd. He is absolutely phenomenal the way he does his presentations, his walkthroughs, the details on what he does. And he did a great $2 3D printing thing where he went out and he bought 5 $2 3D printers and did a compare. It was amazing.
Really? Yeah. I've kind of, and again, I am by no means an expert. I have not done my usual, when I get into a hobby, I research the fuck out of it. Gary can corroborate that, but I go all in, and I just haven't had the time yet to really research it. And this actually was for my son's birthday, so I figured I would just go the easy route. But my understanding is that filament printers are good for larger pieces, terrain and whatnot, but for minis and real detail, you need resin.
Yeah, there's a whole school of thought around the size of the bed versus the size of what you're printing.
Yeah.
How much customization does your bed, nozzle, and all that stuff have? And to be perfectly fair, I was mostly looking at something that was just click and go. Something that's self-contained, self-ventilated, plug and play. I'm a huge fan of plug and play. And I thought I had it up here and ready to go. Let me take a look at my lists. My wish list.
Transparent translation.
Flash Forge. Yeah, Flash Forge.
Clear green and red.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Andrew, send me a picture of that. I'll put it on right now.
That's cool.
Seriously, send me a screenshot and I'll put it up right now. I want to see it.
What?
Yeah, Flash Forge printers are the ones I've been looking at because I just really like the overall reviews. I like the variety that you have.
Oh my god!
Whoa!
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice,
I tried to. I tried to shorten it to
What
its
is-
main one, and it didn't. Hold
Haven't
on,
you heard of Bitly, you old fuck?
I have. I just don't. I don't care. Hold on. Let me.
I don't care.
No.
Okay. You know,
there
that
we go.
is the one great thing about
That
being
was what I was
my
trying
gosh.
to
an
post. I
old
don't know why that
guy.
other
It's
one-
like I just don't fucking care anymore.
Chat,
You know, it's
I
funny
do love
though.
the fact that Twitter makes everything into Bitly because I get that.
I know.
Unfortunately,
You know, it's funny in talking about 3D printing and as immersed in 3D terrain as I've become, and my views, I think you guys know, Sharon and I talked about this a little bit earlier with Marsman. My views have changed toward 3D terrain, towards more skewed towards it. But it's funny, after talking to him today, I'm like, fuck that. I just want to get my Elmer's glue and my X-Acto and just
I'm
go through the garbage and build shit.
I have been so like, now that I'm fortunate to have some free time, I'm gonna head over to Michael's, pick up the foam cutter, and do some. I want to do some rock terrain creation. I miss doing that.
So his and this is not any kind of an industry secret, but he was like tinfoil ball for rock texture.
And the reason why that's so good is you can just spray paint it with black paint and then dust it with gray or white paint to give it shade, and you have a textured rock.
I've done a few. I should have gone and got them, but I did a couple pieces like that with foam. I've delved into it, and it really, it's true. The results, it doesn't take a lot to get unbelievable results.
Well, I think even your screw ups could look cool, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you're doing terrain, right? I mean,
his friggin' first terrain, he said it was an F up, but it looks so good.
I know.
How can you hit for the fences the first time?
I know. Yeah, he's like, this was. Yeah, Sharon asked him, what was your first piece, and he showed us this like cave system, and it was like, oh my god, if I saw that on a website, I'd pay $120 for it.
But this is another example of how you can use your creative space for your games. Go and get these cool little potion bottles and make them props, right?
Yeah. I did that too. I did the healing potion with the resin and the dice inside.
Yeah, like one of my players did that one for me, so that we can keep track of different D4s that we need. It's always fun.
The main reason why I did it is after 30 years or 35 years, whatever the fuck it is, of playing D&D, I still cannot remember the dice for healing potions, which is which.
Well, it's only changed every 8 years, so I don't know why.
Which is probably why they've made like potion bottles specifically for that.
I know. Oh, speaking of, as long as we're on the subject, there was, and I got to find it. I'm not going to search for it now because it's going to take me a while, but there was somebody that did those healing potion things, but they did it in test tubes in this handmade wooden box. And they had test tubes for each of the, the different level of healing potions, and write-ups. It was just.
So it looks like an alchemist kit, sort of.
Yeah.
Bear, what's your favorite Etsy store? Since we're in the creator space, what's your favorite Etsy store? You got to have one if you're a dice goblin. You've got to have one.
Oh, you mean
it's RPG and Company. Oh, thank you. That means a lot.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Yeah, don't go there because I don't have an Etsy store for RPG.
This guy.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna get these from. You guys talk. I'm gonna get these up from Andrew.
What are they?
The images that he. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, the gemstones.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Are they cool?
Yeah, let me get these up here.
Yeah,
you guys
gotta put them up.
No, go with your question.
But that brings up another point. Callista has a shit ton of fake coins that look like prop coins that you can use as fantasy coins, right? I think I'm going to include those in my Tuesday night live game. I'm really getting, all this conversation over the last month or so about the creative space and props and playing live at the table. I'm getting really like kind of energized about bringing props kind of back to the table. You know, we picked up something at War that's amazing. These prop maps, these amazing leather maps that were done with fine detail, and they have moon runes in them. So if you put a black light over them, there's like a special kind of message on the map.
Oh, you're kidding.
Now I want to use those as part of props. I just got to remember. I got to ask Callista what the hell we did with those. I'm hoping.
Yeah,
she has them somewhere.
It really is. And Sharon and I were talking about that earlier. It really is amazing that, just having these conversations, it's inspiring. I mean, that's the greatest thing about talking about this stuff is it just like we said, both of us felt like getting off and immediately making something. And that's pretty awesome when you could make that claim. All right, here's the stuff that Andrew sent me. Okay, so
is that the photo?
There's your printer.
Oh yeah, that's the Lego. Shrek, Buddha Shrek, very cool.
Oh my God, that's
the little gemstones.
The Shrek
That's
Buddha.
So cool.
That's fucking awesome. Oh, that's cool.
Whoa.
That's like a heavy metal ogre with the big ogre.
Yeah, that's the resolution. And that's the resolution you get with resin over filament.
That's crazy.
That's so awesome.
How long does that take, I wonder?
I don't know, Andrew?
Well, I mean, there's the printing process, there's curing, there's drying, there's, yeah. So how long does that take? How long did that ogre take to finish? Curious. Yeah, about 3 hours. That's what I was guessing.
3 hours.
And then 30 minutes to process. Yeah.
So I talked to Centrion 3D. I talked to John from Centrion 3D. I'm still looking to get him on the show at some point, but he's all in on this stuff. He's got 30 some odd printers in his shop. And I had a call, like an hour and a half call with him one day. And he showed me all the stuff. And he's running stuff constantly. And he shared with me that he is doing, it's already been commissioned by somebody. The cost, and it was a little bit,
yeah,
that was from the bachelor party that I ran for Andrew's brother, Jordan. That was so funny. But I may have my numbers off a little bit, but he said that he was commissioned to do a 9-foot diameter base of the entire city of Minas Tirith. $30,000. Somebody paid him. And it was going to be something like 120 or no. The hours, it was like 12,000 hours or something.
That's
obviously
bonkers.
In many pieces. So this was across multiple printers, but I mean, the process is truly mind-boggling when you look at it at that level. So picture a 9-foot diameter, probably 6 foot tall model of Minas Tirith that is playable with minis.
What I think is so amazing about the potential for
and it's another 12,000 hours.
Well, and there's a company in Europe, and I can't think of the name of it, but they print their printers. So they have like 120 printers that go at the same time, and each one prints one part of the printer. And then each part gets spat out, and then they put the assembly kit together, and then they send that out to orders. So they have printers printing printers.
Machines making machines.
It's awesome. It's so
Skynet. Isaac Asimov's fucking nightmare.
So Skynet.
Wild.
Oh, there's the okay. I have to show you guys this stripper cake from
oh my God.
From Andrew here.
We're gonna get striked.
We're gonna get striked because when I isn't that just kind of right? Terminator. Oops. Hold on. This is funny because when I did that, there were a bunch of comments in chat about the bachelor party and are there going to be strippers and whatnot. And Andrew had already ordered this before that conversation ever even took place. Shit, I gotta get. This is why we need a production person because I suck.
That's true. You do suck.
Yeah, this is not my okay here. Hold on. I'm working on it. Elevator. We need some elevator music. Oh, we actually do have it. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Right? So he had commissioned that cake before we even
I love the title. Come get a piece.
before we even talked about it on the show.
She is beauty. She is grace.
Andrew, I hope it's okay that I shared that. I think it was Gary that actually originally asked if they're going to be orc strippers or something like that. So.
Oh my
God. Anyway.
Holy crap.
That was great.
Tav's got mad skills. He just dumped his whole picture portfolio of everything he paints. He's like you, Bri. He's one of those quiet painters, that just does amazingly well. And you probably are your own worst critique. You know what I mean? Like it's okay. It's fine. It's freaking amazing. It looks amazing.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that because I'm looking at my paints right now. I haven't painted a mini in months.
Bet you missed that cathartic.
I do. I absolutely do. Yeah.
I hate painting minis. Can't stand it. You know how I paint a mini? You want to know how I paint mini?
I didn't mock them. I just highly respect them and their occupation. Okay.
I primer it black, and then I dust it with gray primer, and I put it on a table.
You know what?
It's painted.
It's interesting, and I like where this conversation. I like
just dunk it in paint and just leave it out to dry.
Because I use all the minis that I paint. I use them in play, and I can't tell you how many times I've broken minis and had to re-fucking glue them together and whatnot. So I have occasionally thought to myself, like, maybe I should not put the effort in for the stuff I'm playing with and just do the quick, it's like Warhammer 40,000 or Warhammer, they talk about battle ready and parade ready. Like parade ready is, what you post and you put in a case. Battle ready is what you put on the table and play with.
Battle ready is when you use a Sharpie marker and write on the bottle cap. Okay, here's my my Orkies and whatever. But one of my players, my Monday night player Carolyn painted this. It's a hell wasp.
That's awesome.
And I looked at the wings that she did. I'm like, how do you even start? How do you look at just blank gray primer and figure out how to do that? Like, it's baffling.
Awesome.
I can't do that. I'm fortunate that I have a player in my live games that loves to paint.
Yeah, exactly. I'm anal as shit when I paint, and then it's done, and I take some photos, and then I put it on the table, and within 3 sessions, it's like, oh, there's a horn that got broken off, or the sword. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and what I've talked about that, Shav, is I have backed a lot of Kickstarters, especially from Simon Games. Zombicide is a fantastic source for that. But I've backed so many of those games just to get like 70 to 80 minis in one fell swoop. And like Jason said, you paint them primer and put some fucking green on it, and it's like, boom, zombie horde. So.
Yeah, exactly. Because I love playing, like, all my minis are painted, courtesy of they show up painted, or I'm fortunate to have people in my orbit who love to paint.
Okay, that's fucking cool.
And
that is awesome.
It's fun. It's fun playing with painted figures. It's obviously immersive, but it's also a rabbit hole. When is enough dragons enough? When is when do you have too many orcs or too many skeletons, or you've got this really beautiful looking rock sitting there ready to be played, and no one's run into it yet.
The answer is the same as why do I have 700 dice?
Well, that's for Dice Goblin.
I have yet to cast a spell that does 700 d6 damage.
True.
Oh my god, that's so funny. That's so funny.
So Sharon, what are you going to make for Marsman's challenge?
Ooh, was there a challenge? What was the challenge?
Yeah, he gave me a challenge.
Yeah, he said, Sharon, within 2 weeks.
He put me on the spot.
He said within 2 weeks, he wants to see Sharon make some kind of terrain. And it could be as simple. It could be as simple as possible. And then he's got a surprise for us if Sharon holds up
That's
her.
right.
I have a good idea that I think would be fun, Sharon.
Is a surprise for each of us.
Yeah.
How about a terrain piece that your 3D printed Berrybot figure will sit inside of?
Ooh.
I think that would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Because I think that once we have her Berrybot logo done, we should turn it into a 3D figure.
Well, okay, so I'll
a little statue or whatever.
Yeah, so I'll spill the beans. So Marsman had, and this was completely of his own volition. We did not push this at all, but he's like, I want to do a 3D print of your logo, of the Lawfully Chaotic logo.
Oh, very cool.
As like a plaque for each of us. And I said that if Sharon does this challenge, he should print her Berrybot logo when we finish it. Exactly what you just said.
That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty awesome. Yeah. A diarrhea of sorts? I don't know about that. I have a problem reading.
Magic nuke
going off.
Oh, magic nukes. Gary, that's your you got to chime in. That's your department. Okay, yeah. So what are you going to do?
Well, shoot. Now you guys giving me so many options.
Oh my god, I heard about this girl who knew this other girl who knew my sister's girlfriend who was like totally making terrain.
Her boyfriend's sister's brother on her right-hand side. I don't know.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
You're so bad.
I definitely want to try and make that skull cave, but if not, I'll try and make like some flat terrain. I need to figure out what was the foam that he used.
XPS foam. It's insulation foam. Yeah,
it's very similar to the type of foam you get at Lowe's or Home Depot for. It comes into huge sheets though. Okay. I know Hobby Lobby and a couple other places carry it in smaller sheets. Mm-hmm. It goes into like garage door insulation out here on the West Coast.
Yes,
I know. That's a good idea. Dollar Tree for terrain. Halloween and Christmas decors are good bases.
Yeah. I'm dying for November 1st because when November 1st gets here, I'm going to hit all the Dollar Trees and see what they got left over.
November. Jesus
because
Christ, in Chicago they start the fucking Christmas decorations are up already.
Well, no, I mean for their sales.
Yeah,
because what they'll do is instead of 1 for $1, they'll do 5 for $1.
Oh, for the sales.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about LA, but Chicago, like the stuff is already out in the stores. That's a whole nother conversation.
It triggers the old people.
Hey, Torch, thanks for joining us. And Dry Clay from Mike. Oh, that's true. Like what's it called? Sculpey, Super Sculpey, or
Oh, is that Torch Seer?
Yep.
Yeah, that was Torch.
Talk about another freaking creative right there. Her and Michael in our Saturday night game did this amazing. You know what? You want me to play it? Hold on. Let me show you what they built for our Sunday game. Because I can just go ahead.
I have a question for her after that too.
No, go ahead and ask now while I set it up.
Oh, hey, how was did you DM for your campaign?
Oh yeah, that's right. She was DMing for the first time.
Yeah, I would definitely love to hear the cool updates about that. I hope that our show really helped up with that.
Where is it? Where did I put it?
No doubt you were great. I know it.
I know it.
Not yet. Okay. There's still time. Just
There's still
plot
time
and
to
plan.
be
Their
great.
plot and plan for your campaign. Nothing will go wrong. Absolutely not.
I don't know.
How are you not DMing, Cher?
I know,
That was like a
right?
perfect, like.
I kind of want to play in one of your games. That's my challenge to you. Is within 4 months, I want to be playing in a game that
in a
you're
Barry Bot game. I agree.
Mm.
I think that's awesome. I think that's a great idea.
One shot then. Yes.
One shot.
All right, it's almost uploaded. I'm just putting it in our video clip file so I can just play it right away. And it's processing because technology, we're all spoiled. Technology should work instantly, not
Okay,
seconds.
well, be quiet while the status bar is working.
Hey,
I was doing that today. I was copying
a
bunch of shit over to get it off my hard drive today, and I realized after 10 minutes that I've been sitting there for 10 minutes watching the fucking status bar. I'm like, what the fuck?
You mean the worm of death?
You idiot.
So Torchseer and Michael made this.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, so Torchseer and Michael made this intro completely on their own.
Okay.
No insights, no nothing. This is how they felt about the game, and it's one of many things that everyone's been doing for each other. So
yeah,
let's
lay it on out.
By the way, they composed the music too, and I believe
actual fuck.
I know,
right? That's for our Saturday game, Brian.
Yeah.
Why haven't you joined the chat?
Wow.
I am.
Well, give me okay. Write me in. I'll fucking play. Especially in the winter.
By the way, there's
nothing to do in Chicago in the winter except eat and drink.
Our Saturday game will be next week. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Wow.
How dare you? Don't threaten me with that.
Oh my god, that is
cool,
amazing.
And those are the affirmations in my D&D career that just make me feel so good about playing these games. Is that not only do they feel trusted in me, but like they feel confident that whatever they build to inspire themselves and everything else is going to be amazing. And
that's
Michael did.
Chev?
Michael did the overlays. Did like the overlays that we use. The team. I didn't even get involved. The team has been so excited about the game. They learned OBS basics themselves. They learned how OBS works so they could have these cool little banners for their own names, right? And then
we have character art for them too.
And we all have our little customary RBs that all the players
Sharon, now I'm actually on the verge of tears because that I'm serious. That just absolutely warms my heart. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
We're gonna end the show now because let's go out on a high note. Costanza, mic drop. Seriously, that is just fantastic. Write me in as an NPC or like a guest to the Graying Lands. I want to fuck with Mira.
No.
Mira Metric. And what's funny is
a gnome vampire who has a deep hatred of anything druid.
Well, and what's funny is in our other my other 4 or 5 games that some of the other players are in, we've now coined the term mirrormetrics. Like people who ever watch the show, or just remember I think it was Cora's character was like, oh yeah, let's just mirrormetric this shit. We got it. I was like, oh great.
I'm serious though. All kidding aside, that intro is that's
great.
Fucking fantastic.
They're just little bee crochets. They're just little stuffed bees.
Little bee bunnies.
I love that.
And it's really funny because they were not funny, but it was interesting how we had like maybe I don't. Do you remember, Cher? We had like 3 or 4 really intense sessions. We had like 3 or 4 really intense sessions, and whenever they got super like intense, like Cheesecake would grab her bee and she'd hold it up underneath her chin while she was listening to the storytelling, and she'd be like totally like totally immersed, in it. It was just, and then I was like, okay, now I gotta have a bee.
Okay, hey Jason. I'm gonna say this now. We have to figure out sometime during the winter where I can fly to LA and we do like a marathon in person, like Saturday, Sunday.
I'd love that. That'd be a lot of fun.
And I'm not joking, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. I flew out for the weekend on my dime for the Critical Role art opening in Pasadena. A couple years ago.
What?
For the weekend, yeah. So I would totally fly out there for an in-person game.
Oh, I believe you.
Yeah, that's just.
I believe you. I believe you.
I believe I can fly.
In his plane.
Cher's all. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, see, Andrew gets it. It's like any excuse. You'd be doing me a favor for an excuse to just get out of this fucking frozen hellhole. It's funny.
It's like today
in
it
the
was
summer.
93. It was 93 for us.
Really? Well, that was actually, it was actually warm here today. It was 60 today here too. But
that's warm?
That's warm.
Whoa.
For this time of year, yeah. I'm telling you, that's the summer,
cold for us.
Chicago well, it's cold for me to be honest. Like I'm all about the heat. In the summer, Chicago is just absolutely fantastic. In the winter, it is like what's the plane of hell that's the frozen plane?
Oh, Kania. They just played on that plane.
Yeah.
Kania and Stygia.
Yeah, Stygia. Yeah.
Both of them are technically the frozen.
It's like,
but yeah.
People don't realize that from the extreme of winter, the extreme of summer, there could be 100-degree temperature difference in Chicago. No joke. 60s is short. Yeah, it is. Totally.
That's me busting out my sweater.
Yes. Exactly.
I mean, we've been getting down into the upper 50s at night, and then we've been 89 through 93 during the day.
Now
this is our normal weather cycle as Californians live with until December, and then for some reason our winters are literally like end of December through beginning of March. That's it. That's a California winter.
Yep.
Like
I know it. I know it. Yeah.
2 months.
Chicago winter is from the beginning of November. No, the beginning of October through the following 2 years, August.
I found this on the web.
Oh, thank you, Siri.
Yeah.
Siri, please empty my bank account.
No,
empty Brian's bank account into my bank account.
It literally is. Actually, I mean, we don't need to get on a weather. Just like, hey, how about that weather? How about them Bears? Fuck that. All right, back to creators. Start of NFL football.
Tis the
All right.
season.
So anyway, Sharon, you still haven't answered the question. What are you going to build? I am putting you on the spot.
Okay, so the diorama is a great idea. The throne on which the bear will sit is also a great idea. And the skull cave is also great.
See, Marsman, the skull cave, that was Marsman's idea, and he showed it to us. I wish I had a
so
picture.
Cool.
It's on. You'll see it if you watch the interview, but he's like, it's a Halloween correct me if I'm wrong, Sharon. It's a Halloween decoration from a dollar store that he covered in like Sculpey and plasticine or whatever, and built it around with XPS foam. I mean, the end product, it looks like $150 piece of terrain that you would buy from Dwarven Fort.
Like, yeah, he said that he cut off like the jaw or whatever, and that like the bottom half is the jaw area.
Yeah.
And that he built around it. I was like, It's that easy, but that looks so good.
Yeah, and there was a lot of stuff that he said today that I didn't even think of. Being a creative, I didn't even think of, like, holy shit, you can do that for terrain? I'm like, so he's really talented.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
totally. And that's Andrew, that's exactly what he said. He's like, go to the dollar store and just look around, and yeah.
Hey, chat, if you have any suggestions, I mean, I heard the diorama already. I mean, I'm already indecisive as it is.
Why do we keep coming back to that, Bear?
You got the runs, Jason.
Well, you know what?
He's old.
That's fair. That's very fair.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I'll actually keep you guys updated. I have like 2 weeks to figure out and build it. I will update you guys. Ooh, spiders? That's a good idea too.
Hot glue makes great. Ooh.
Make me a staff.
Oh, boom! There you go. I think cosplay would suffice for this challenge.
Oh my god!
I don't think it needs to be terrain. I think cosplay would fit the bill. Yeah.
Okay. I think I could try and do that.
All right,
and I think I'll even reach out to Mars Man for some tips on that.
There you go.
Because, I mean, he does tutorials anyway, so of course he's going to know that I'm going to ask. So, yeah.
That's fair. That's
Yep.
fair.
Yep.
Mirror staff, that's great.
I really
Thank
I really want to play in the Graying Lands. Jason, you got to write me in as just like a guest spot for like.
Please, Jason.
Right in any part you want, yes. A little annoying goblin would be nice. Right? You want a potion?
Well, you know, there is the
loads
Jet
of
does have to go
potions.
back to the Truth Seeker Monastery to get one of the books, so that might be
Yes.
an opportunity.
We have all kinds of books. Just need to give me the Dewey Decimal card so that I can go find it amongst the stacks.
We have
The
all
stocks.
kinds.
The stacks, yes. We use old school Dewey Decimal System, which most of you don't even know what it is.
I know
Here-
Dewey.
Dude,
Kobold Library.
Yeah, Kobold Librarian.
That's awesome. Actually, 3 kobolds in a trench coat librarian so they
Oh
could
my
reach the
God.
high shelves.
and how they pass down the books, they're just like putting their hands out. Here you go. That's how they sort the library.
You guys are just awful. Just awful.
Goblin battle stacks. I like that. See, this is why we usually have Sharon dictate what we're
yeah,
doing for,
Yeah.
Oh my
for
god.
the show. This is what happens when we freeform.
What's up, Sharon?
And this is why Sharon is in charge of show programming.
Yeah.
But tonight was perfect, and I was just about to say it'd be super cute if there was like a big ogre person, and then they were like baby Bjorning like a little goblin.
Do eat this.
Well,
That-
yeah, Master Blaster. Gotta have a Master Blaster.
Master
figure
Blaster.
in your.
Who run Bartertown? Oh,
Ooh,
dude, you
no
gotta do 3 kobolds in a
way.
trench coat. Andrew, do 3. I need 3 kobolds in a trench coat, and I want it in a week.
Somebody gave me this orc chef.
I love that.
Is that Wildspire?
It might be. I'm not sure.
So one of my branding clients, Wildspire Minis. That's another thing. You guys got to check that out. The
Hey.
minis are the theme of the minis are fantastic. They are really. There's a mouse with like a sewing needle as a sword. There is an orc chef with a frying pan. There's a gnome sitting on a dragon head on a sword with a sword stuck through the dragon head, and she's sitting on the dragon head.
Cool.
They're really awesome, really, really fun minis. Wildspire minis, check that out too.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie Decimal.
Oh
yeah.
my god, I'm putting that in my next campaign. And yes, the Huey, Dewey, Louie Decimal, the Kobold triplets. Andrew, I need you to fucking print that, dude. That's fucking awesome.
That's great.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie Decimal.
Oh. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm looking at 3 miles down his picture of the Beholder pumpkin.
Oh yeah, I want to see that.
Ooh.
Yeah, let me
I'm looking
pull
for a
that up.
file as we speak.
Let me put it over here, and then let me jump into StreamYard. You're right, we need a producer.
Hey, how about this? I'll put us all on the spot. Not only do we
Oh,
need
good. It's not just me.
no, not at all. Not
yeah.
only do we need to be in costume for next week's show.
There you go.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
How fucking cool is that?
Oh my god. I'm gonna screenshot that right now because I'm gonna
I'll
have
just send you the pic, you nardo.
Oh, that's right. Hey, can you print that and then mail me a copy?
I don't know what the word
I'll send you the
means,
money.
and
I'll
I
mail
don't
you.
know what
I'll send you the money for the stamp.
Oh, stamp. What's a stamp for? I'm confused.
Exactly. Synth. Oh, thank you for joining. One question, right? Recent really memorable moment in a game. Okay.
Ooh.
I've got one. So I had.
That's a great question.
And I'll try to keep this short. But I had a party that was going through. This was in Horde, not Horde of the Dragon Queen. It was the second one. It was in the Dragons book, Rise of Tiamat, and they were in a. It was dungeon crawl, and they were going over a really slick, like algae-ridden, algae-covered bridge over a dark pit, and one of my players, there was an enemy at one end of the bridge, and he's like, okay, I want to rush him and tackle him, or like, shove him off the bridge. And they rolled a contested strength score for like a grapple attack, and he rolled a 1 and the enemy rolled a 20. So it was literally like he ran at him, the lizard man picked him up, threw him over his head, and down the pit. It was just one of those times where it was like, contested roll, a 1 and a 20.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was fucking funny.
That's actually a pretty easy one for me because I get to play in so many games. I had a recent one. One of the players wanted a heroic death, and the other player just wouldn't have anything to do with it, and she was trying to save the party, and the other one's nope, not letting you do it, and they did this amazing kind of role play where they finally, their characters fell in love with each other, and they weren't willing to let it happen. But then the rift collapsed, and she tried to utilize a certain spell to get out of there. I think it was not Dimension Door, but it was
Plane shift.
No, the other one.
Teleportation.
Nope, the other one. Where you can actually make the gate. It's like, I forget what it's called, but
Melt spinach ramen noodles.
Watery noodles.
But because what they were trying to do was in an area that was slowly coming apart, they had to roll a D100, or she did, because she was the caster. And if she rolled anything over a 90%, it automatically cast them out into the planes, and they were going to travel the planes together forever. It was, I have got a million stories, but I really liked that one recently. It was a fun story. Are you two getting the giggles? Is that what's going on here?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean
Barry's notorious for giggle infection.
Melf's watery noodles.
Anything? Oh, someone snorted.
Wasn't me. Oh my god. See, this is the deadly combination of a high ABV craft beer and a freeform format.
Oh man.
So true. So true.
Melf's watery noodles. No, that is actually, I didn't mean to belittle that. That is really, that's awesome.
Fine.
I mean, highlight RP moments, I think, are
they're my favorite.
Yeah.
They really are. Like, I some of my favorite moments have been shopping moments.
Oh, I told you,
Really?
I always love the shopping.
The shopping is just so much fun
Oh my
because you
God.
always have that one player
Yep.
that is very much Travis.
Yeah.
Sure, let's fucking go shopping.
I think I
And
told
all the
you
other players
guys,
like, yeah, but we need nice things for the party. Let's go.
Yeah.
I think I told you guys,
I'm a
I had
material
one
girl.
session with my Wednesday night group where it was literally 3 hours of shopping, and it was one of our best
How
sessions ever.
fun.
Yeah, that vibe is there, man. When you feel it, it's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a very easy role-playing
Oh
opportunity.
my God. Holy shit, 3 Mile. What was I thinking?
Wait, what?
Okay. So I got to tell the story because I know Barry's going to love this story. So we have this amazing newer player. She's brand new. And her name's Tally. But she's playing a female gnome ranger who has an affinity for talking and collecting pets. So there was one thing where she was on a ship and she had this 45-minute conversation with a fish. And it was awesome. She let me role play. Like I did a cross between like a Henry Crabgrass and like just this like little widget fish, It was awesome.
And the rest of the players were just like,
and then an elven shyster on the island sold her a fey dragon. That's actually a coin dragon, but he's got a surfer attitude and he's like an asshole. Like he's a complete jerk, but yet he seems to be kind of cool with her.
Aww.
But he's like a real dick to like all the other players.
That's awesome.
And it's all like, what's his name from Finding Nemo, dude? Like,
oh yeah, the turtle. Oh, the turtle.
I know, but you're gonna love this trick. And he turned into a coin for her, and he's like into her, but he's still kind of a jerk, even a little bit to her.
Oh my
but
God,
he's super jerky and cringy to the others.
That is fucking hilarious.
And 3 Miles like, oh man, he's gonna steal our shit and bail. I know it.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Oh, it's so
yeah,
true.
I think some of the best. It's been some of my favorite parts on Critical Role, and I've had some of the best times in my campaigns doing shopping because it is such an easy opportunity for role playing, a low pressure opportunity for role playing, right? It's not like, I've got to say the right words in front of the king, or figure out this puzzle. It's like, you're fucking shopping, so it's low pressure, but I have found that some of the best role playing that I have experienced and I have done has been on shopping trips.
Yeah, they're fun. And I think it's to a certain degree, like, I don't know, Bear, in the Grain Lands, what's been one of your favorite moments, do you think?
One of my favorite moments was, there's a lot, but I think the most memorable one for me was when Mayra had that confrontation with Galzarine.
Oh God, that was heavy. I was a little worried about that because there were 2 points. The conflict that you had with Galzarine right before that massive battle that you guys were going into. But I also got really emotional when it's very true. I also got super emotional when she apologized afterwards.
Yeah.
And she disappeared into the ether to go find all your fellow Kalishtar that she had sent off into the wrong place, thinking she was doing them a favor by hiding them away. And that was amazing to me. That moment was pretty heavy for me because that was probably some of my better RP I had done in a while because I was in that moment as her. And it was the Galzarine, she's gonna come back. She's still got a part to play, but that was fun. That was fun.
Yeah, for backstory for our viewers in chat, my character Mayra, she's a Kalistar, and she's on a quest to like reunite her people or find answers to like where they went. So this woman she came across in the wastes of the Graying Lands happens to be a sage that knows where her people went. So when it came time for her to speak to Mara about where they went, she said that they've gone somewhere else. Like, she was thinking that she was helping Mara, but she... See, now I feel sad because like her whole journey was like, okay, I'm gonna finally find my people. I'm gonna finally have them call home. And then, for Galsring to be like, oh, well, they're actually gone now. Like, what do you mean they're gone?
It was an awesome...
What did you do?
Yeah. And I can't wait. Oh, no, I can't say it. I'm not going to say it. No, I'm not. I'm going to be a good... I'm going to be a good storyteller. I'm not...
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it.
All right, so here's an actual question from Andrew. Which VTT to use? Which preference between Foundry, Roll20, or Fantasy Grounds? I will admit I have only experienced Roll20. I will keep this short and say that Roll20, because I still think there is a huge hole in the VTT world of a really good solution.
Yes.
I have used Roll20, not as a DM, but as a player. I hate it. I think it fucking sucks because it's glitchy. But it does serve a purpose. And that's pretty much all I can say because I haven't experienced the other ones.
I don't use any of those, but I'm also very fortunate that I have a big space to work with. Mm-hmm. So maybe 3/4 of my online encounters are with Tailspire. If you haven't tried that out, I highly recommend you check it out. It's an amazing tool. It's also integrated in with Hero Forge. So you can go to Hero Forge, make a digital character, and then I can take that digital character and put it in Tailspire. So it's pretty amazing. I also use
really good.
Yeah, Tailspire is really awesome. And Tailspire, the coolest thing about Tailspire, in my opinion, is their integration with Hero Forge minis. You can do a Hero Forge mini.
Didn't I just say that?
Did you?
Was there
Didn't I just talk about that, Hero Forge, or is my microphone not working? Hello?
I think there's some Bourbon County Scout in your microphone.
Sorority girl Brian.
Oh my God, I am so fucked.
So wasted. Like, I am Valley Girl wasted right now.
But yeah, I also use a battle cam. I have a
okay. So Gary makes a good point. Jason, I know that you're heavy into Tailspire.
Mm-hmm.
Gary asked the question of our group, and I referred to you. I may need to hook you guys up because
it's super easy. Here's a little cheat that I'll share in the chat, which not really a cheat. It is what it's supposed to be, and I think it's absolutely an amazing... Let me make sure I do it right this time. Oh. There's actually a thing called Tales Tavern, and it's a community of people that build these maps. And if you go there and log in with your Steam account, you have access to thousands of pre-built maps.
Oh,
thousands!
Oh, wow, Gary, there you go.
And they're modular. Some are complete. So I actually can empathize with the struggle of the learning curve of Tailspire, but that learning curve is super short once you get into like you gotta love to do it. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
I don't love to paint, so you gotta love to do it.
Super steep, but super short.
Yes, it is steep, but then it gets super short.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, go to Tailspire or go to tailscavern.com. And just the amount of... I've got maybe 20 or 30 out there. Yeah, I know. I understand. I get it. Because for the very first time in a tool, you have the ability to build a 3-dimensional game board.
Yeah.
And we're very... I mean, you've played in at least, 8 or 9 of those maps so far, Cher? Mm-hmm. And then maybe I've done about 5 or 6 battle cam maps. And that 3-dimensional space can be a little overwhelming.
I have not checked out Foundry. I'll have to do that. I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah. You know what? I was playing around with Tailspire for almost 2 months before I learned that they had a modular cut and paste or copy paste.
Oh,
So you
there
can
you
literally
go.
build your building in the pieces that you want to build them, and then copy paste them and assemble them together.
Oh,
That
so
way
it's almost like actual modular terrain.
It really is. It really is, except it's not super polished. You know what I mean? There's the occasional third dimensional glitch that can kind of frustrate you. Well, it's not 8-bit though. It's not 8-bit.
Oh my God. I should get Oscar, my 11-year-old son. I should commission Oscar for Robux to fucking build my maps.
Oh, Roblox? Yeah.
Oh my God. That's brilliant. 3 Miles. That's fucking brilliant.
Holy crap.
Yeah, Gary, you're not retiring.
Well, and the other reason why I don't like to use those tools is I have already built everything in OneNote because I have a lifetime subscription for Office 365. I don't want to have to rebuild all my content.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to relink. I don't want to rebuild. I don't want to do those bloated World Atlas things. You know, I love random maps. I love creating monsters. I love Tailspire. I love my battle cam. And then I love playing, you know.
So I will say, so Gary's right. I will say I don't hate Roll20 for what it is. I hate it for how glitchy it is.
Right. It's a great idea that's just not stable.
Yeah, we always seem to run into, and Gary, you can speak to this more than me because you've used it to DM, and I've only been a player, and Jeff too. We always seem to run into problems with what you're viewing on the map, what the players are viewing on the map, the fog of war and the layers and all that stuff. And I know that's really technical stuff, but I don't know. It always seems like invariably every session there is something glitchy. The moral of the story is, yes, we are all very eagerly awaiting to see what WotC now does. And I know we've talked about this ad nauseum, and we don't need to rehash it, but we're all eagerly awaiting to see what WotC does now that they have D&D Beyond and what they do with VTD.
Well, you know, if they tap into that amazing database parameter system they have, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful.
Maybe you should sell your agile
no,
skills.
Nothing. They're doomed. They're doomed.
Stupid.
And that's the amazing thing about the Tailspire community is a part-time community. So it's a community of people in Europe that when they're not doing their regular job, they're building Tailspire. But they're a very
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they're a very interactive community. They've been building this thing for a long time.
Wow, so that Hero Forge link up is a boon to them.
Well, more of a boon for Hero Forge, to be honest, because I think the
fair enough.
Are probably quite as good as they would like them to be.
Yeah.
Like I've probably got 200 Hero Forge minis now, because I have
virtual minis.
Yeah, virtual.
Yeah.
Virtual. And I don't know the Unity hack. There's a lot of people that know the Unity hack, and they can pull in those. Hack? Well, there's a Unity file thing that you could build, and you can then pull it into a Blender, and then you can use Blender to build your own STL file. And I tried learning it, and after 8 hours, I was like, you know what? This is going to take all the fun out of it for me. And I just realized that if I want an STL file for future prints, I got to buy an STL file.
All I know is that when we were, so we're 2 sessions into Gary's campaign.
So from a Hero Forge perspective, yes. They're separate files. One is a Unity digital file, and then the other is an STL file.
Yeah. So we've had, Gary, what is it? One or two? I think we've had 1 session of Tomb of Annihilation, and it's so funny because when we all picked our characters, we spent 3 days fucking around. Yes, this is session 2 on Saturday. We spent 3 days fucking around on Hero Forge creating our minis. It's like
fun.
It's like how many hours out of our workday did we take farting around with our virtual dollies. But you know what? It's part of the fun.
Well, I mean, if we go way back, we used to sit around with bottle caps and here's my orc. You know, you glue a little Lego head on it that you didn't have a body for anymore. Or, you know, we were always using spare parts, spare.
Oh my God, dude.
games.
When did you start playing D&D? Like in the 1930s? I thought we were the same age. What the fuck? Did you grow up in the Soviet Union?
Your admin rights have been removed.
We used to play with dirt and snot balls.
Damn boomers.
Sharon, what are you going to make for your terrain challenge?
You keep asking her. She's like, she's going to de-bourbonize you here.
I told you it's the Bourbon County stuff.
I think I'm gonna try and do the staff. I think that one's
I think that's an awesome, you know, because I think that's an awesome idea. A, to just fulfill the challenge, but B, because that's something that you can use during the game. I think that's
right
awesome.
there by your chair. Yeah.
I
agree. All right, we're at an hour and 20. I got kids to get home, man. They got school tomorrow.
It's cool.
This was such a great talk. In chat, you were awesome and funny and super engaging.
Yes, thank you. You
and
guys
hang around for Brian's video that will send us all out, but we won't do rollies tonight. Share, send us off.
Yes, I agree. Let me just say something before you send us off.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. Boy, that took less than a minute.
You son of a bitch. No, I just really want to say, and this is probably the Bourbon County talking, but there's a note. My wife is Ukrainian. There's an old Russian saying that shit.
Hey,
Shit.
fucked it up.
I forgot how it fucking goes. It's something like what is on the mind of a sober person is on the lips of a drunk person. Okay. Now I'm a little tipsy because of the Bourbon County. But no, in all seriousness, I do want to say that that talk with Marsman today and sessions like this, shows like this, it really kind of reinforces the reason that we all do this, and it is the community, and it's our love for the game. But I think it transcends just the love for the game. I mean, this did not exist when we were young. Okay, this was a very alone thing, and it was something you did with your closest friends, and there was no such thing as a extended community. And it still really amazes me to see where this game has come and how far it has come. And I want to thank you, Sharon, and I want to thank you, Jason, for being a part of this whole endeavor with me. Honestly, it's really a fantastic thing. I love these Thursday night chats. To me, that's what it is. It's just chatting with my friends. And the fact that the actual chat joins us is just icing on the cake. Talking to Marsman, somebody half a world away who is so passionate about what he does. It reinforces again the whole reason that we all do this and the reason that we do it together. And I want to thank you all. I want to thank the two of you. I want to thank chat, and I want to thank everybody in the community that just is so positive and supportive of what we all do. And we all do it because we love it. And we
gotta get him a case of that beer, I think, Sharon. We'll just
right. And we love doing it. We love doing it together. So I just wanted to throw that out there and say thank you.
Well, thank you.
And
Sharon. All right, Bear. Roll us out.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Lawfully Chaotic. Brian, your words were incredibly sweet, and I want to echo that same sentiment that if it wasn't for D&D and the greater community and you guys, like everyone is so compassionate and so creative. Like it is such a great and nurturing community to be in, and I encourage everyone to reach out and just learn from each other. That's what makes the game so exciting. It isn't just about storytelling, it's about creating connections and building relationships with people you thought you never would have met in the first place. So
Very true.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for joining us. And as always, you can catch me over here on Instagram at BerryBot. And you could also catch me on Saturdays at the Granglands campaign, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific time. Brian, where can we find you?
You guys know where to find me.
RPG and Co.
Boom.
And you can find me over at TTRPG Academy over in the Twitter spaces, the social spaces, and all those maniacal places that people linger in the dark and type out nonsense statements like, where am I? What am I doing? Why are all my dice square and not rectangle?
Well, in this crazy and chaotic world, we welcome you all to join us next week. And we love you guys. Have a good night.
See you, everybody.